Welcome back to The Average Kitchen. Jamie here, taking over for Mark today. And today we're gonna look at the Ninja Blast Max. Now we actually reviewed the Ninja Blast, the original. We'll link that video below. I think the only difference is between the Blast and the Max, Blast Max, is the size, if I'm not mistaken. But we're gonna do a couple tests today. I got 3 tests. So you can see there, Mark? 3 functions. So there's blend, smoothie, and crush. So I got a test for each one just to see what they all do. Just a couple points about it before I turn it on and get going. So basically, turn it on, obviously the power button. When you first turn it on, you can see the color's green there. So that indicates that it's full battery. So right now we're full battery. It'll change to, I think, orange when it's medium battery and red when it's low battery, and then a flash red when it's like dead, which I guess is not dead because the light's still flashing, but it won't work when it's flashing red. The other thing is this is the charger. So already I see a negative here because it plugs in the back there, no big deal. My problem is that it's a specific proprietary charger for this unit. Rather than just being like USB-C or something that everybody has lying around, don't lose your charger or else you're not charging this thing up. It's got this cool kind of silicone handle, so it's pretty mobile. And you can take that off once you have everything blended, and you just sip right from here with the sip lid. Comes off like that. So we'll go through that stuff a little more as we do these tests, but first test is a carrot, apple, kale wake up. So I've never had carrot juice, so I'm not quite sure how that tastes or how it's gonna go. But as far as the kale is concerned, I don't know who's into kale, but not many people how to prepare it. The best way is that once you buy it, you obviously take it home, you wash it, you start cutting it up, but then you throw it right in the garbage. So that's how you take care of kale. So today, instead of kale, I'm gonna use spinach. So I'm making my own substitution. So all this calls for is carrot juice, kale or spinach, an apple, which I've pre-peeled and cut. I found it weird they had to peel the apple, but it called for that. And then it also called for frozen fruit. So we're using berries. So first we're gonna
follow the instructions here though.
Yes, always follow the instructions. So first, 3/4 cups of carrot juice. So here we go.
Very appealing.
Yes. 3/4, okay. Now, as I'm adding this, they really emphasize in the instructions that the order of your ingredients, adding them to the blender, is very important. So you always want your liquid first, and there's a minimum liquid line, which we are right at with the carrot juice. So you want to make sure you at least have that much liquid in it. Next is the chopped kale, spinach. So it says, what, I think 1 cup. So I'm just gonna eyeball that. Shove that in there, maybe a little more. Okay, there's my kale. Then it wants the green apple. We call them Granny Smith here in Canada, Granny Smith apples. Is that like a universal name for green apples? Let us know in the comments, I have no idea. And then a 1/2 cup of the frozen berries. Mark is very pessimistic about the frozen nature of the berries and how this blender is actually gonna do. So, like I said, we're gonna do one test for each function. This is the blend test. So I'm gonna turn it on. Blend is up the top here, so it should start right away. And actually, we're gonna put a timer on to see how long this actually runs for. Go.
Beautiful color.
Yeah. Okay.
What, 32 seconds?
Well, 32 seconds. All right, so I'm just gonna take it off of here. We'll turn that off. Well, I mean, it looks blended. Maybe we'll pour it in a glass. Just curious, especially with the frozen fruit, did it actually get rid of it, or what are we looking at here? Oh.
Couple chunks, not too bad.
Couple chunks.
Man, that looks good. Like burnt ketchup.
Okay. I mean, it's certainly a smoothie texture, consistency. Cheers. Way better than I expected. I wouldn't say it's great for me, but it's certainly better than I expected. Okay, next test up, we have a mixed berry vanilla protein smoothie. This one's super simple. So it calls for 1 1/4 cups of oat milk. So let's throw that in quickly. How do you guys feel about oat milk? I actually like it. It's kind of got a creaminess to it that I think tastes good. Not everybody likes it though. Some people are almond milk, or some people...
1 1/4, wasn't it?
Yes, 1 1/4. Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Jamie.
Wait. It says 1 scoop vanilla whey protein powder. I just have this Vega Sport protein powder, vanilla. All right, 1 cup mixed berries. If it blended, what did we do? 1/2 cup berries last time. I'm confident. So this is the, like I said, one different function, one function per. This is smoothie. Turn it on, we're still green. And Mark, timer.
Oh, stand by. Go ahead.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh! Let it work through.
Okay, so about 37 or so seconds. Now, what's your confidence level now that they're all blended? Oh yeah, she's thick.
Now it is a smoothie,
Yeah,
so I think that's
Almost.
the consistency you want, is it not?
I think so. Maybe, well, for me, maybe slightly less thick, but pretty consistent all the way out. I didn't see any big chunks.
No.
It looks good. That's really good. For how simple that was, 3 ingredients, that's really good. I was worried it was gonna be like bitter from the berries, but that's really good. Let's go on to the third. All right, we're back. So for the third test, I'm gonna do a frozen mocha cold brew. So first they need cold brew coffee concentrate, which I had never even heard of before in my life, but I found this at Walmart. 1 cup. Here we go. Oh yeah. Just happy I didn't yard sale that everywhere. 1/2 cup of milk. So we're gonna do the oat milk again. There we go, 1/2 cup. And by the way, with each one of these recipes, like I kind of mentioned earlier, I'm just putting them in, they actually list them in the order that you put them into the blender. So I'm just following that. Next is 1/4 cup of chocolate syrup, which we got here. Pretty chocolatey.
Chocolatey.
All right, let's pour that in there.
Actually, wait.
And 3/4 of a cup of ice, which we have here. Mark, just to show, a 3/4 cup
For all the naysayers.
cup. Now it might be overflowing slightly, but that's okay.
Oh, not anymore.
Not anymore. Okay, there we go. Put the lid on. So I am going to try the sip lid this time.
You want this timed, Jamie?
Yes, please. So this will be the crush setting, which is over here. Ready? Go. Ooh. 34, 35 seconds for that. So each program is in the 30, what, the first one's 32, 33 to 30 to 40 seconds. So Obviously, as you saw, the only difference was sort of the pulsing difference. So anyway, I'm just procrastinating tasting this. So here's my sip lid.
Chug it.
Open it up. Now I can see in there the consistency is not as thick as the smoothie, but it's not like water. Like it's almost like an iced coffee. That's what it looks like. Cheers. You know what? Huh. There is a coffee taste, obviously, and a bit of a aftertaste that I could do without, but Mark, if I was to drink coffee,
This is your starting point?
this is something. We've got something here. In fact, Mark, please.
Also not a coffee.
Also not a coffee guy, but I think it's worth the taste. It's going in for a second sip. What is that? That tells you everything you need to know.
That is like a coffee flavored dessert,
Yes, absolutely.
right?
So for those who like sweet coffee, you want this. And cold coffee, I guess that's the other thing.
I
But
have to say it's quite good.
it's quite good. And that's from two non-coffee guys. So that was a success. Let me get this cleaned up and then we're gonna wrap up the video. All right, so those are our 3 tests we did, the crush, the blend, and the smoothie function of this thing. So here on the channel, as you know, we have the average kitchen scoring matrix, we always call it. So the first category, price point. So this thing costs $120 Canadian. So it's probably,
90 bucks American.
yeah, 90 bucks American. We actually think that's pretty reasonable price. This camera shutting off. We actually think that's a pretty reasonable price for this. We scored that an 8.6 out of 10. So that's pretty high for our price scores usually. So we think there's value in this. Functionality, we scored this really high 9.1. So it did everything we asked of it. The recipes were great out of the book. We were pretty skeptical that it would actually blend on the first try, all the frozen fruit especially, but everything together. And 30 seconds, you have a smoothie. So that worked really well, 9.1. So versatility, we scored an 8.2. So obviously the biggest part of this thing, the whole point of it, is that it's portable. Whether that's bringing the whole thing like this to blend at work or whatever after you put the ingredients in it. Maybe you blend it and then take it off of there. And then you just have the cup with you, you bring that with you. One way or another, it's portable, and that's its main point, and that's why it's versatile. On the downside, we found that the buttons, we think maybe it's a bit of a gimmick that there's 3 different functions, because I suspect if you hit any of the buttons with any of those recipes, you'd probably end up with the same thing. Maybe I'm wrong, let us know what you think. But even though those pulses and things were different, we'd probably end up with the same result at the end. But in any event, 8.2. Cleaning, we scored an 8.5, so that was pretty high. It cleaned really easily. You could actually just drop, and it says in the instructions too, but the old trick where you drop a drop of soap inside with some warm water and run it through a cycle, it'll clean that way, but I just cleaned it by hand. It cleaned really easily, and you can put the lid and the vessel into the top shelf of the dishwasher, so really easy cleaning. The size, we scored a 9.2, really high score. That's because, obviously, the size. You can store it right in your cabinet, like that. Maybe if it's too high, you have it like that. So it basically like storing any water bottle that you might have, a Yeti or Stanley cup or something like that. It'd be the same as that. Moving into that with the storage, 8.8. I kind of got my size and storage messed up. So I talked about the storage, we scored an 8.8. Another point about the size, it's a perfect size for a single serving. So like you saw, we could barely fit some of the ingredients in, which we were kind of worried about, but at the end of the day, it was 1 serving of a smoothie for 1 person. Capacity, 500 milliliters or 16 ounces. So half a liter and whatever 16 ounces is. Quality, we scored an 8.5. So really high quality, especially like the vessel, it feels really solid. The lid, the handle, even though it's silicone, it actually feels really high quality. Even this, there's some weight to it, and it's kind of rubberized in the bottom so it doesn't slip around. So the quality's all there. The only little complaint I had, or a couple little complaints, one is the buttons. The only thing about this whole product that kind of feels a bit cheap is the buttons. You'd have to feel it to know what I mean, I guess, but they just feel a bit cheap. And the other complaint, like I mentioned off the top, was the charger. So don't lose a charger or else you can't charge this thing. I just wish they had done like a USB-C where it's a little more universal and you didn't have to worry about this charger. You could just use like your phone charger or something. So all that being said, with all those scores, the average kitchen overall score that Dan's gonna put right here, 8.7. So if you watch this channel, you'll know that 8.7 is actually a really high score. And we're just talking off camera. We actually really like this thing. It works really well. So if you're looking for any type of personal blender that you can bring on the go, we certainly recommend this. It scored really high for us. So let us know what you think in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.